Hi guys, first review of the new year. Finally caught up and watched the first two new episodes of Orville, Kaluja and Primal. Yeah, first one were great, but these, from what I read, these two episodes were made last season. They didn't get shown, so I suppose the new stuff starts next week, but it is still new. It's just such a pleasure to have the Orville back. You know, I'd watched both episodes today, and it was absolutely spectacular. I just had me in stitches. But Jaluja, the first one, it was like about life on the ship. You know, Kelly's got a new romance. Ed, the captain, he's stalking her. There's a great scene where he gets a shuttle and he flies down the ship and he's watching her, stalking her, and there's some amazing running sarcasm with it all. But the whole episode, it just moves along very nicely. And you like with Katana, she's like, her dating life's terrible, and then they bring Dan into it with the bulbous head. And they sort of start dating, well, not dating, they meet up for a drink, and because Bortus is going to have a wee, and like they only wee once a year or every couple of years, and it's like Mr. Worf going back to Kronos, you know, to go through some primitive Klingon ascension rite, and he's just stood there, gets it out and has a wee, and everybody's there, his family and all the crew. It's just sheer genius. But there's a lot of like the serious angle of it as well. But by the time the episode finished, it was great. I mean, when Kelly was seeing the teacher, I mean, the Orville, it's so next generation. It's so, I mean, like there's the bar 10 forward, it's got, but the sarcasm and these like darker patches in it just take it away from the next gen totally. It was a fantastic episode. It was just life on the ship. I know that Sage Elston's going to be leaving. I think she leaves next week actually. She's going to be missed, but they're bringing a new character. They did bring in somebody for stellar cartography, but Gordon was after her, but I think she's interested in the captain. So that's going to be interesting to see where this goes. I mean, there's a great scene when they like manufacturing a jacket and it's just full of zips and he thinks he's real hip, it just zips all over, and the other dude says to him, well, I think you need another zip. But sheer brilliance, just life on the ship, the Orville, like, you know, and it's great. And with the Doctor as well, and kids, they get led on by a kid called Marcus, who's quite bad, and his parents and all that. I mean, it touches on these like really human type things of what we do, you know, the embarrassing things we get up to when we sort of meet people and how we react. And then we got to Primal Urges, Bortus and his porno addiction. That was just sheer genius. Because at first, like, Bortus gets requested from bridge and he goes down to holodeck and simulation deck, and he's going into this whole like porno addiction because he's got like sexual problems with his partner, and it really goes into it, and these fantasies, he's wanting more bondage and more pain, and just really going into the dark side of it all. And we get to see this new crew member, looks like Slovene off Doctor Who. And they have a sideline story about they're watching a supernova, and there's a planet being absorbed by the star turning supernova, but then they find life on the planet underground in a civilization. I'll get into that in a minute. But then we go into this whole thing of Bortus and his like porno addiction, and his partner just stabs him. It's so Klingon, isn't it? You know, but I don't want to give any like big spoilers really, but I feel a lot of people see the first episode, but especially in UK they don't get it till the 10th. But like you're going through this whole thing of like marriage guidance and this, but there's this other story going on in the background of the fine survivors on this like dead world that's going to be destroyed. And it's quite dark when you get to ending, that the choice, I was surprised about who do they save like they can only get so many off the planet, and the other half have to go and they have a lottery. I was surprised. I mean, the writing of these episodes, I mean, they will go into it. I mean, there's all the sarcasm and the running jokes, which you just love, and the ridiculousness. Basically, it's human behaviour in it, and they just took it and added it into space. I mean, when you see the Macklon orgy scene, you know, of loads of Macklons running about, welcome to the Cove of Love, is hilarious. But this is like Bortus's culture, and he's got his like this young toper who's watching his parents argue, and then they send him off for marriage counselling. It's just crazy, man. I just love the Orville. But there's like the darker story going on, the serious one. There's some great stuff. Isaac just is being a dick as usual, sort of getting into like people's marital problems, trying to like learn about it with his logic and going on about how superior he is. Just sheer genius. I mean, Seth MacFarlane, he just surpasses himself for this series every time. A lot of people sort of panned first episode, didn't they? It got quite bad Rotten Tomatoes, but I thought first episode were great. And especially watching today's, I really enjoyed it more. With Orville, it grows on you, doesn't it? Look, to be honest, with Orville, I feel like I've missed a friend for about a year, and I've just been so excited to see it back. I really do feel that, you know, I've missed it. I love Star Trek Discovery, and I'm looking forward to the whole Picard thing this year. But watching just Orville, it's different. There's something special about it, and I hope they can keep this. I want this to run at least 7 years, and it's got to build and get better. And already you feel that you're in this universe, you're like in it, and you're knowing your way back. So I think the characters, because you're learning about the flaws and the faults, and the humour and the aliens and how we react with them. I mean, like when Bortus in the first episode is having his peeing thing, I mean, they're coming out with some great one-liners, you know, and you just can't stop laughing. But on his world, this is what they do. It's just love it. So yeah, this is my review on the Orville, episodes 1 and 2. I don't want to give too much away because I want you to experience it, but yeah, absolutely brilliant. So I'll see you next Friday for the 3rd episode. Damn, it's so good to have Orville back. Right, guys, Happy New Year. I will be doing live. I will be live on Sunday from 7 or 8 o'clock for an hour. Talk about sci-fi and what's coming up. And then I'll be on next Friday for Orville, and then Discovery of Titans, and I'm going to review The Punisher. I think that's out on the 18th of January, so I could be a bit late with that because I'm out that night. So guys, you know, live long and I've got a bit of flu. Live long and prosper, and you know, until Bortus says hi, you know, that's it. Guys, have a great weekend. I will speak to you soon, and long live the Orville.